back to the week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm being joined by members of the Kimberly Clark team. To my immediate left, I have Chandelier Shepherd, and also to my left here, I have Ken Scott. Welcome both of you all to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with both of you all, and we're talking here today about United Way, something that I'm very passionate about. I'm a board member of United Way. I just put that out there. And you all are doing something different with United Way, with the campaign drive there at Kimberly Clark this year. And Kimberly Clark has always been a great supporter of United Way. And I'm going to start out, Ken, if you don't mind, with Chandelier.
Sure.
Chandelier, tell us a little bit about what Kimberly Clark is doing this year.
Absolutely. Well, of course, from a global and corporate perspective, we do have a huge and long-standing history with Kimberly, with United Way. For the past 35 years, we've partnered on different projects and raised over $65 million.
Whoa.
And so, you know, from our local level, we do want to make sure that we're contributing to that goal and to that tradition. And so this year we're actually hosting our 4th annual Kimberly Clark Bike Ride for United Way.
Okay.
What we're going to do essentially is start our ride at the Kimberly Clark Mill. We're going to run through Pine Mountain, through Greenville, and then come back to the mill. Ride starts at 10:15, and once we come back, we'll have lunch and door prizes and just kind of fellowship and love on each other and just kind of live in that spirit of giving.
Absolutely. You know, talking, that's a great segue over to Ken. And I know that you've been with Kimberly Clark for a number of years. Talk about why you're involved with United Way.
Yep. Well, it's always been since the very beginning when I started Kimberly Clark, Red Cross, United Way. You know, Red Cross has always just been, it's easy to give blood, give life. Right. You know, I always try to encourage people to give, and it's an easy thing to do, for life. United Way has always just been such a no-brainer. It's just because the funds are managed well. You have an opportunity to actually, just determine where you want to fund, what areas you want to fund in United Way. Just a great organization to work with. It's been a great partnership through the years. So we try to be involved as much as possible with all the annual United Way campaign. And sometimes it's a lot of work. Every year that we get involved, I think, man, am I going to do this next year? And then I sign up the next year. So anyway, sometimes it hurts a little, it hurts a little bit to give, but that's okay, it's healthy.
It is, absolutely.
It's a great organization to work with, and we look forward to the bike ride and kind of, branching off and trying to do some things that are a little bit different than the norm. We actually discuss having some classic cars and along with the bike ride and that kind of thing, just to kind of, it's really about community involvement and raising funds. So let's step out a little bit other than bikes, get into some classic cars and then go from there. So
absolutely. And this is your 4th annual bike ride, and I'm sure you still want to have some riders sign up, and there's a fee. Talk about the entry fee for the riders, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Okay. So the cost is actually $30, and then for each additional rider, it's $5. We do like for us to have as many pre-registrations up front as possible.
Okay.
So those who register by April 1st will receive a free Kimberly Clark 2018 Bike Ride t-shirt, which is a $15 value. But you can register up until and on the day of the event.
Okay, all right. And again, the event's going to be April the 28th, and registration's from 8:15 up until 10. Bike ride. Now, Ken, I got to ask you, you're a bike rider yourself?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's, I'm a gearhead, so classic cars, and if it's got wheels and a motor, I'm in.
You in it, right?
Count me in. So that's always made it a no-brainer. So, and you didn't mention too, we got a lunch. Lunch is included with the ride. So between the shirt and the lunch, and you get to fellowship, spend some time with brother riders and that kind of thing. That's really kind of a no-brainer. Most time when you get into fundraisers, they want to charge extra for a meal, extra for a T-shirt. For everybody that pre-registers, they get a free T-shirt. Now we will be selling shirts the day of the ride, but we want to encourage those pre-registration. We want to encourage that, so that way we really know we have a good count as far as food and that kind of stuff. So. We want to encourage that.
Well, me being a board member, and Chandelier told me before we came on, you got opportunity to go out on the allocations committee, and Ken, you being there in 26 years, I'm sure you've done as well.
Yep.
Why is it so easy for Kimberly Clark to get in and be in and stay involved with United Way over the years? Ken, I'm going to start with you first, then end up with Chandelier.
Well, it's a good question, and it might be better for Chandelier to answer that question. I've always been the worker bee on the United Way campaign. I've always been. Chandelier is the pointer, and I'm the doer. So that's always my role has been. I've been on the committee as long as I can remember. So I'm just sort of the worker bee. Now Steve and Chandelier, they're more involved in on the other side of it. But I'm the one when they say we got to move 20 cases of product over to another area. I'm the worker. That's kind of my role in it. So and it's been like I said, it's been worked through the years, but that's kind of more my role, and Chandelier has been kind of more on the other side of it. So.
And on that other side, a lot of it is, kind of understanding it from the business perspective. As you mentioned, going into the allocations meetings and seeing where the funds go in. In terms of why is it so easy, that's the reason why it's so easy, because we get the opportunity to go in and see where the funds are being used. We get to hear some of those success stories about, someone whose house is burned down and American Red Cross was able to get them in a hotel for the night, which, gave them peace of mind, gave them resources for rebuilding their lives. Or that mother who, is a homemaker and doesn't really have a network that she can partner with, to get her children some exposure before school, so she can go to Success by 6 and have an opportunity to get her children ready for school before they actually go into pre-K. So it's things like that that give us, that kind of extra, warm and fuzzy when it comes down to, the end of the year. And, we know that we've put in all of this good work, and it inspires us to recommit the next year. So
very good. Well, as a board member, I want to say thank you to both of you and to Kimberly Clark for being partners with United Way for a very long time. And again, I know that everybody will come out and be a participant in the 4th annual bike ride. It's going to be taking place on April the 28th. Registration at 8:15 up until 10. Bike ride starts at 10:15, and then lunch is at 12:30. And then there's going to be door prizes, fellowship. So definitely come on out and support Kimberly Clark as they support United Way. I want to thank both of you all for being on the show today.
Thank you as well.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.